We are approaching New Year, and finally it's time for me and everybody to share their top 30 strongest character in One Piece. I am genuinely excited about this video because I thought about it and I love ranking characters, so let's go. With all due respect to my dear Sanji, I have Captain Kidd as number 30 in my list. A lot of people give a lot of shit to Kidd because Shanks one-shot him, and that is an embarrassing moment. But in fairness, Shanks is gonna one-shot 99.99% of characters in the story. Kidd simply had no chance. We can blame him for being stupid to pick on a war with Shanks in Elbaf, but we cannot say he's weak, because he's one of the reasons that Big Mom went down in Wano. Not only he had 3 billion berry bounty, Shanks himself admired his attack power. Giving him number 30 is not that unfair. At number 29, we have King the Wildfire, a character with one of the most amazing matchup that will demolish most character in a fight. Not only his speed is top 10, and in anime his Magma play was superior to Akainu, he has one of the best defense in the story. In order to effectively damage King, you need to have advanced Conquer Haki. So most of the characters in One Piece can't even touch him. Even though King doesn't have any good hockey feats and his devil fruit is not that amazing, his defense alone gave him this absolutely deserved rank. And that's why at 28 we have all the Seraphims, and I have a confession to make. Since Seraphims are not human, I'm gonna give all of them one rank. I'm not gonna do the same thing for any other human. You might say that I have prejudice against robots because they don't promote me well on YouTube. Not only they have the perfected version of King defense, they have the DNA of some skilled pirate, devil fruit, and all the magical power that Vegapunk gave them. They are yet to show hockey, but even with the power mentioned, they are the highest a human can hope to achieve. Next, we have a veteran in One Piece world who's been fighting great pirates ever since he was a teenager. Marco the Phoenix is the character who went toe-to-toe against most of the top tiers in the story, and all of them failed to actually damage him. And even Seraphim, as long as they don't have a hockey, I don't believe they are capable of really damaging Marco. From Golden Era to Marineford to Wano, Marco has an amazing fighting resume. Everything gets far more crazier when you remember Marco is yet to show us his awakening. But for number 27 and 26, we have Yasopp and Lucky Roo. World government told me that red hair commanders are high bounty, famous, strong, balanced crew, meaning every single commander might be able to give a good fight to Shanks. This hype is so crazy that vast majority of us still refuse to believe it. But still, knowing the immense hype of red hair pirates saying that both Yasopp and Lucky Roo are above Marco is not going too far. Lucky Roo is the fighter of group, and he believes single-handedly he is strong enough to fight Kidd. And knowing Yasopp is the best sniper in the world, there is a high chance he might have one of the top 3 best observation hockey in the world. So yeah, I'm gonna say they are above Marco. But at number 25, the right-hand man of Dragon is not doing so bad. Sobo is a crazy hockey user who received one of the best Logia capabilities ever. He is yet to show advanced Conquer hockey, and I believe he will show it in the following years. This man faced 5 top tiers and probably a mythical god and survived. This alone is a great hype for him. Not to mention, even in Dressrosa arc, he felt strong enough that he can take on an admiral, and he did a decent job. Sabo is here to replace Ace, and he's not gonna disappoint us. But surviving top tiers is one thing, giving them one hell of a fight is another. That's why I have Law even above him. Law gave many great shocks to Kaido. He is the reason Big Mom lost the battle, and he single-handedly fought against Teach and a part of his crew, and he had all of them beaten bloody even though he lost. His hockey is so strong that he can resist the effect of some other hacks devil fruits. And his special attack, Karoom, is an island level attack that has no known defense. Fighting 3 Yonko and almost beating one of them is far better than anything that Sabo has ever done so far. At number 23, we have somebody who's very close to him in terms of overall power. The person with the will of Odin, blood of Kaido, a mythical devil fruit, and advanced conquerors hockey. Yes, of course, I'm talking about my mommy, Yamato. As far as potential go, both Momonosuke and Yamato have a great claim for surpassing Kaido himself, especially Momonosuke. She is so strong, she did far more damage to Greenbow than all of the scabbard in one move. The only thing that holding her back is the lack of experience. She only fought Kaido, but she only fought Kaido in his life. With enough experience, I had no problem putting her even above Zoro, the next character. And what can I say more about the power of King of Hell, the person who can use advanced conquer and armament hockey in his hellish mode. And before fully awakening his advanced conquer hockey, he gave a scar to hybrid Kaido. As of now, Zoro has the best on-screen armament feats in the story. Above that, he has stopped the strongest known attack in the story and then gave a permanent scar to Kaido. The thing that makes Zoro is so special is that he's ready to die before losing again. And also, unlike Mihawk, he's the king of the feats in his own rank. And finally now, we go to the realm of low top tiers, and next we have the character with two panels. The previous Fleet Admiral of Marine, and now the Commander-in-Chief of the entire world government, Kong. Even though Kong was the Fleet Admiral of Garp generation, I don't think there is a huge age gap between him and Garp. In fact, Akainu is a Fleet Admiral and Kizaru, an Admiral, is even older than him. So we can assume Kong still can punch around and give us a good fight. Knowing his immense rank in world government, it's just safe to assume he is still among top tiers. Next, at number 20, we have one of the strongest Marines of all time, Sengoku Buddha. Sengoku is massively responsible for the fall of the golden era of piracy, and Roger considered him worthy of a one-on-one fight. And he always been like a partner to Garp and therefore comparable to him in terms of power. Even though recently narrative damaged his reputation by just ignoring him and not including him in God Valley incident. But nonetheless, old Sengoku, knowing that he is a devil fruit based fighter, should be on a great condition for a fight. But even above him, we have a remaining master of hockey, the previous right-hand man of Roger and the teacher of the next Pirate King, Dark King Rayleigh. Rayleigh is just a raw hockeyman. Unlike Shanks and Mihawk, he doesn't even need a supreme blade to stand among the best hockey users of all time. He went toe-to-toe against Kizaru in a close match without any type of advanced hockey. Now granted, any hockey user can do outstandingly amazing in a short amount of time, and Devil Fruit user can do the same in a long-term battle. But if fame and reputation of Rayleigh alone can make Teach to back off, he still is him. And after him we have a young Admiral, Ryokogyo Greenbow. Many of you might rightfully hate me for saying that Ryokogyo is above Rayleigh, but he's an admiral nonetheless. And even though he was the hype tool of Shanks and he got demolished in the arc of Wano, he still is an admiral. He commands to the power of nature, he destroyed Scabbard, he captured Vigil with no effort, he still is a top tier. And perhaps he's gonna run into a lot of problem against a hockey user like Rayleigh, but as I said, in a long term, the hockey user will fall to the devil food user if his stamina goes out. Basically the same thing that happened to old Garp, and I'm gonna talk about it later on. And above Ryokogyo at number 17 we have Fujitora. Now even though Fujitora was damaged after Greenbow attacked him, and narratively there is a chance that Ryokogyo is actually above him, for the fact that Ryokogyo lost a lot of reputation in face of Shanks, I'm gonna favor Fujitora above him. The man who can command over the gravity itself. And also we need to acknowledge the future. In the future of the story, there is a good chance for Fujitora to be the next Fleet Admiral. Therefore, unlike Ryokogyo, he actually might have advanced Conquer Hockey. And after that, we have the supreme weed user, Kizaru. He is the most senior Admiral. He has the best devil fruit among the Admirals, not Fleet Admiral. He has the highest level of experience. He's been training by Sengoku for 20 years, and his feat on screen was outstandingly great. Now even though Luffy with a Gear 5 fused hockey attack knocked him out for a while, I'm willing to acknowledge that Kizaru was in full power because he was truly conflicted because he was going after to killing his friend. If you are anime only watching this video, I'm sorry. At number 15 we have Hero Garp. I mean, assuming he's alive. He single-handedly fought against a previous Logia Admiral and the entire Yonko organization minus the Yonko himself. And he was distracted saving his own weak underling while fighting all of those tremendously strong people. Garp showed us island level attacks after another at old age, and even though all three types of his haki was extremely weak and he did not have enough focus in that battlefield, he did great. Even though he lost to a non-awakened Kuzan, I believe in a one-on-one he still could have given him one hell of a fight. But I have to be honest, old sick Whitebeard did better than old not sick Garp. Just saying. But after that we have a brand new character, Saint Figureland Garling, the daddy of Shanks. Most likely he's a character who gave a scar and PTSD to the world's strongest man. He was previously hailed as champion of God Valley, meaning he did something immense in the greatest war in the recent century. And right now he is the leader of Holy Knights and the judge of gods. Even Gorosei don't want to make a Figureland mad. Now, even though Garp at his prime might be above Garling might be around 15 years younger than Garp, for the same reason that Shanks is like 16 years younger than Dragon. Compared to his prime, Garp himself said that I am very weak, and now we know since Garling is not that old, he might be closer to his prime. Therefore, right now, he's above Garp in my opinion. At number 13, we have Ben Goatman, the right-hand man of Shanks. While most of his hype come from secondary sources, those statements are great. Oda himself in SBS said that the power of Ben Beckman is astonishing and we cannot look down on this statement. SBS said that he's the smartest person in East to Blue saga. And later on, Deep Blue Databook said that he has the highest IQ in the world. And then later on, Databook claimed that he's comparable to Shanks in terms of power. Knowing that he is a wise captain, just like Dark King Rayleigh and Zoro. If we assume Shanks is here to replace Roger, Ben Beckman is here to replace Prime Rayleigh. But now we have a surprise at number 12, a character that we wanted to say he's a strong, but for many years we couldn't. I always had my strong doubts about Gorosei, and I'm still not sure if adding this much power to government side was a calculated decision, but nonetheless we cannot ignore the immense power of these demons. Saint Saturn have a mythical magical zone, city level advanced conquer hockey, magical capability and healing power, and above all, unlike every legend that I mentioned, odds are no member of Gorosei are affected by old age. Gorosei members don't age and their wounds get healed magically. Knowing they are ancient warrior gods that some of them saw even Nika, we should respect their power. By that logic, number 11, number 10 and number 9 are also Gorosei members. Saint Shepherd Jew Peter is the warrior god of agriculture. But above all of them, we have Saint Ethanborn V. Nostru, god of finances. We all know him as Gandhi Dude. We all assume that this man is very different from the rest of the Gorosei, and Oda is supporting our theory by giving him a V in the middle of his name. Just like D-Clan, he's from the V-Clan. And odds are the sword that this man has is the strongest Kitetsu and Cursed Blade in the world, meaning he is a supreme blade user, making him without a question the strongest of the Gorosei members. Maybe in the following years we're gonna rank them even higher, but as of now this is where I ranked them. Next we have the fleet admiral that should have been Aokiji. He fought against Akainu for 10 days. He had awakening, he changed the physical form of an island. He soloed the kingdom of Big Mom and captured her daughter. Later on, he fought against a great proportion of Blackbeard pirates, and in a matter of seconds, he destroyed many of them, unlike Garp. And while in his clash with Garp, Garp had the upper hand In every clash, as I said, in a short period of time, the Haki-based fighter will do better. But as the fight goes on, the Admiral show his power. Not to mention in that fight, Aokiji could not afford to go awakening because he would have killed every member that Teach has. With everything said and done, it's very obvious that the first pupil of Garp is on a different class compared to the rest of the Admirals. But now, after talking about Old Legend and Rising Star, we are finally getting to the top dogs of this generation. And at number 6, we have the only human in the recorded history of One Piece who had 2 devil fruit, Blackbeard Marshall D. Teach. With the power of nullifying any devil fruit and destroying the world, he is growing so fast. Unlike what people believe, he has a very certified strong Haki. And unlike what Whitebeard claimed, he's a very careful and cautious person with a great mind. He definitely belongs in this rank, but he cannot touch the top 5 as we speak. At number 5, we have the man who gave a scar to the main character of the story, the only person who defeated another top tier in a legendary fair battle, Akainu. Unlike what most people assume, Akainu was the person who gave 2 fatal attacks to old Whitebeard and received none fatal attacks in return. All Whitebeard did to him was just sending him to Abyss, but Akainu returned and he was strong enough to face all of Whitebeard pirates. So in an objective point of view, even a weaker Akainu almost killed Whitebeard and then went to face all of his crew by himself. He has one of the deadliest devil fruits ever, and knowing his affiliate Admiral, odds are he have advanced Conqueror's Haki. At number 4, we have a character who narratively should be a tiny bit stronger than Akainu. Dragon. While he is father of Luffy and son of Garp, his pacifist nature made him to be a great leader and not a great legendary fighter. He is the future leader of the world government, most likely has a winged Logia and 3 times of advanced Haki. In fact, odds are he has the 2nd or the 3rd strongest Conqueror Haki as we speak. And if Dragon wanted to be a legendary fighter, there was an actual legitimate chance of him even surpassing Dragon, but his lifestyle was not of a fighter. At number 3, we have the son of Dragon, Sun God Nika. The credit of defeating the King of Beast Kaido went to Luffy, the man with the strongest devil fruit ever and 3 types of advanced Haki. Later on, when he faced against an Admiral, all he needed was 1 mighty punch to took down Kizaru for a while. Luffy right now is suffering from the lack of stamina, but this is a man who is commanding over the power of imagination, and very soon he's gonna be number 1 ever. And at top 2, we have the only characters who are legitimately and actually legendary fighters. It is their main profession to be a fighter. Shanks and Mihawk, no matter where you rank them, they need to be side by side or else you are wrong. And for the lack of feet, I'm gonna say Mihawk is number 2. Mihawk for the fact surpassed even Shanks at swordplay, and he has the strongest blade in the world, and he carries the title of World Strongest Swordsman. And odds are his overall Haki is 2nd best in the story after Shanks. He is the only underling in the recorded history of One Piece that has a higher bounty than this captain, and Buggy became a Yonko only because he had Mihawk. Mihawk is the actual definition. If you look up the definition of one-man army, you're gonna see a picture of Mihawk. And at number 1 for 2023, finally, we have Saint Figureland Shanks. He paralyzed an admiral from 30 miles with a tiny bit of his blade. Based on what we know, he is the only person who can kill Haki, I mean the observation type. In film read, his speed surpassed Kizaru, and in manga, his speed was immensely legendary. He used a Pirate King level attack to take down a 3 billion berry bounty character with his crew. He has the best on-screen observation Haki and can see 15 seconds in the future. He has the 2nd best sword skill in the world and a supreme blade. He has by far the best Conqueror Haki of all time on screen, and he is the only pirate that even Gorosei don't dare to make him mad. It is an abomination if we assume Shanks is not the strongest character in 2023. There is a chance some characters like Mihawk and Shanks and Teach and Luffy can eventually surpass him, or they might already be stronger than him. But as we speak, Shanks has the best on-screen hype and feat in the story. So we need to respect that. And that's the reason I'm giving him number 1 among the living. I hope what I said made sense to you, and do not forget to comment your own top 10, top 20, or top 30 strongest living or of all times. If you are with me as of now, do not forget to subscribe. We have a video about a deep analysis of Film Red and why it was a masterpiece. Wait for that video, and I see you all at Laugh Tale.